Well, hello. Let's get you some driving footage. I'm just sitting here waiting for my 30 minutes to be up. Mixed blessing here. I have an issue with my ELD. Is that thing? There's a bug or something on right. It's the windshield's dirty. I need to get some of that Rain-X bug shield stuff. That's on my to-do list. I have 1 minute left on my 30. I just finished picking up at Michelin here in Wilmington, Illinois, I think it is. It was basically 20 to 30 miles south of where I delivered my last load. And I am pretty much on it's 2:24 a.m. right now, and I've had a lot of issues with my ELD that has delayed me by about an hour. I would be running way ahead of schedule, but I'm actually like right on the estimated time when I was all right, there we go. 30 minutes is up. We're gonna start driving now. Whenever I was guesstimating when I would be here and there and all that stuff, I'm pretty much right on that. I'm leaving Wilmington here at 2:30 in the morning. It's gonna be really easy. I don't really need to monitor the GPS for this. Let's go ahead and throw myself onto the drive line. I'm having to manually put myself in drive and stuff like that because it's no connection to the vehicle. Ensure that the telematics device is communicating. So I think that whatever server this ELD links up to is offline because it has a good signal according to the cell bars up there. So it has a connection to AT&T. And the right lane ends. We're just going to ride this bitch out till it ends. Looks like it goes on for a ways. And it's a solid white line, so it's intended the trucks stay in this lane until it ends. But there's Petro right there. I'm just going to ride this out till it ends, and there's where it ends. Do they seriously want you to ride this thing out till it ends? Right there. You didn't get out of the solid line until right there at the very end. I'm tempted to fuel up that Petro, but it's like $2.40 a gallon. It's 20-30 cents a gallon more than I may change lanes. I don't want to do it right on. You know what? This place looks familiar. I think I have picked up from, right down the road there. I want to say there's a, God, what was that place? There's a place I picked up from just down the road right there. That looks familiar, like coming at it from that direction right there. I think I've picked up a load from here before, from a different place in this area. I don't know how fast it looks like I'm going, but I'm going 15 miles an hour. I'm up to 26 now. I think it's really hard to judge how fast I'm going in the camera. But, okay, so once I get on the interstate here, I'll finish what I was saying about the ELD. Nice new road. A lot of construction up here. Speed limit back up to 70. Sweet. It's been like truck speed limit 60 and construction all the way up. Sons of bitches. Does that have a truck speed limit of 60? Those bastards. Speed limit is 70, but trucks are limited to 60. I don't think this goes on for much longer. I think the truck speed limit disappears and, like let's, deduce what the hell is not working by what is working. Well, whenever I go over 5 miles per hour, it pops up with a message that I'm driving. So it's still communicating with the truck, and the truck is still telling it, the truck is still giving it information. So, and the device is still connected to the internet, but it doesn't appear to be connected to whatever it's supposed to connect to online. So what I think it is whatever server it communicates with and stores information and relays information, and there's some kind of server that manages the device that it connects to, and I think that is the problem. So I think this is something that maybe the server's unexpectedly down. Maybe they're doing maintenance. I can't imagine this being like a scheduled downtime type thing, because given that trucking's a 24/7 business and ELDs are required to be operational at all times, they would have to have some type of update or maintenance method where they can keep the server online. They would have a redundant server or a failover or a backup or something where they could patch one server while the other one, maintains services, and then bring the patched server online, and then bring the backup down and patch that one. So this is probably like some kind of unexpected critical failure type thing where the server crashed. We'll see if it's still happening tomorrow. If it's still happening tomorrow, then I am required by law to report ELD issues to my carrier, the company I'm leased on with. I'm required to report those within like 24 hours, I think. You have to report them really quick. Otherwise, I can get in big trouble. So if I'm still getting telematics errors whenever I get off my 10 tomorrow, or maybe even whenever I go to sleep today, I'll send a message, saying I'm having a telematics error. Tell them what's going on. But so what ended up happening? The delivery I made. What the? You can't see crap in that. There. It's zoomed in to something other than the damn bug on the windshield. You know what? Here in a minute, if it does that again, I'll use up my windshield washer fluid to try to clean off the bugs. I don't like doing that because it just creates a slimy mess usually, and I feel that it probably messes up the wiper blades, but we'll see. So I made the delivery. Okay, so I got up on time, but I don't know. Okay, part of it had to do with the temperature. The sleeping during the day is going to be an issue in this truck because the APU cannot maintain temperature. So what I might have to do if I sleep during the day is I might have to idle the truck because the APU air conditioner just cannot keep up with. How are we losing lane? Merge ahead. Shit. Just as I'm catching up, walking past this guy. Merge ahead. What lane are we losing? But I woke up. I didn't sleep well. I slept with the covers off of me, which I don't like. And I woke up with a migraine headache. My back was hurting really bad. Left lane closed up ahead. Okay. Just like I felt like crap when I woke up. So I popped like 4 or 5 Advil and went back to sleep. And that was about an hour before my alarm went off. And I was able to fall asleep and sleep until the alarm. And the Advil lot better whenever I woke up the second time. But I just kind of laid there in bed for an extra 10 to 15 minutes. So I ended up leaving about 10 to 15 minutes late. Like, I could have left at I could have started my on-duty clock to do my pre-trip at like 9:37 or something. But I didn't even start my pre-trip until like 9:45. And then I sat around for about almost 15 minutes before I left after I started my on-duty to do my pre-trip. So I burned up a lot of time. I wasted, probably 20 or 30 minutes at the beginning of the day. But then I went up, made my delivery. I am going to avoid that damn Kimberly Clark in the future. That place is tight. It's one of those places where when the building was initially designed, it was designed with tons of room, and it was designed to be like truck friendly. There's like plenty of space in between each dock. The docks aren't like, right next to each other. There's like huge spaces in between all the dock doors. Well, what they've done is they've used all the space in between the dock doors for parking. They park trailers in there. And then across from the docks, they are parking trailers as well. It is so tight in there that you cannot do a U-turn in between, anywhere. You can't do a U-turn in there anywhere. What you have to do to turn around is back into a spot and then pull back out to turn around. There's just not enough. A yard dog could probably do a U-turn in there, maybe. A yard dog could do a U-turn. A local truck maybe could do a U-turn. It would be really tight, but in something with a sleeper like this, no, it's not even remotely close. It's so tight. I didn't even attempt it. It was so damn tight. It wasn't like one of those things where you look at it and you're like, well, maybe if it's going to be cutting it close and I'm going to have to back up a couple of times, but I might be able to do a U-turn. No, there was no way you could do a U-turn. I ended up, that's the main reason I want to avoid that place in the future, is because of how tight it is. It's just kind of really dangerous. One of the shipping guys, I kind of understand, because the place is so tight. I'm used to whenever you check in at the guard shack, and then they told me to check in at the shipping office. Well, the shipping office usually takes 2 or 3 minutes. So, I just pulled alongside I just pulled with enough room that people could drive by me, and parked and went in to the shipping office. Well, the shipping guy was out on a break or something talking on his phone whenever I walked in, and I sat in the shipping office for 2 or 3 minutes, and then he finally got off the phone and came in, and he was like, "Sir, I'm going to need you to go, and I can't have you parked the way you parked right there. I need you to back into a spot." I'm like, where? Because there weren't any spots. There were bobtails parked, and I was like, "You want me to?" He said, "Just park the way the bobtails are parked." And the way the bobtails were parked, that was not leaving very much room. It was basically leaving 2 lanes. There would be 2 lanes for people to drive by if I did that. So I was like, all right. He told me to do that. I'm going to do that. So I did. And 2 people cut in front of me doing that. Somebody parked in the same fucking spot that I was parked in. And 2 people cut in front of me while I was, parking. Sons of bitches. So I'm a little salty about that because in the amount of time that it took me to park, it took me like, 3 to 5 minutes to get, walk back out to my truck and park and walk back in. And in that time, he could have processed my paperwork and given it to me because it took like 3 to 5 minutes for them to do all the paperwork. He could have just told me, hey, next time you're here, don't park like that. Park in a spot like the bobtails are. And went ahead and processed my paperwork. That's what he should have done and could have done. But, no, it was a little power trip thing. It was really annoying. But, God, this is some fucking, like, forever one-lane road. Does it end? Does it ever end? I wish I could have gotten in front of this guy. Actually, it's not that bad. Speed limit's 55, and he's going 61. So that's cool. He was, at the beginning of this one lane, going really fucking slow. He's going like 53, 54, but then he sped up. So this is a good speed, actually. He's actually pulling away from me. I'm doing 60, 61, and he's probably doing like 62. So yeah, the first place I delivered, the Kimberly-Clark in Romeoville, really, really tight. The two guys that cut in front of me, one of them was a local JB Hunt driver, the other one was a USA truck driver, and they were both in there talking about how tight it was in that place, and how the USA truck driver was like, yeah, I managed to get it out of there, but it was not easy. Stuff like that. The JB Hunt driver was saying that, yeah, you have to catch these people before they go on break because this whole place just shuts down during break time, and you might be waiting around for an hour or more. That's the reason the JB Hunt driver behind me was trying to cut in front of me so bad, and he ended up cutting in front of me, and the other USA truck driver cut in front of me. But you know what? They process paperwork so quick that it's not that big of a deal. So got in and out of there decently fast, but because it was so tight, it took me a little longer to back the trailers and everything. And I actually, something I've never done in a Kimberly-Clark, I backed the trailer into the dock. I went ahead and popped the seal and backed the trailer right into the dock. They said they were ready to start unloading that trailer right then and there. They were like, I think that they really wanted that trailer, and I was like an hour early for the delivery appointment, and they wanted me to put it into a dock. They said they were going to start unloading it immediately, and I was like, so you want me to go ahead, you don't want me to just back it into the dock, you want me to go ahead and pop the doors and everything? They said, yeah, we're going to start unloading it right now, so go ahead and pop the doors and everything on it. I was like, sweet. And then the trailer that I picked up, the EMT, I pulled it off of the dock. It had the doors open, they just finished unloading it. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. Normally, Kimberly-Clark does not let drivers touch their docks. They usually have a bunch of yard dogs at their facilities that they're the only ones that pull trailers from the docks or put them against the docks. I pulled a trailer from a dock one time at Kimberly-Clark in Tulsa, and that's because the load was delayed by like 8 to 10 hours or something. And they let me set parked in front of the trailer waiting for it to finish being loaded. So anyway, I'm gonna ramble because this is mainly just driving footage. You know what? Let's give it a try. Let's do the windshield washer fluid. The Rain-X bug be gone washer fluid crap. I'm really curious to see how that shit works, because if that actually works to remove bugs from the windshield, then wow, I'm gonna buy that, tons of that. It's on my to-do list. Okay, so it cleaned up the windshield a little bit. There's still a whole bunch of bugs, but it looks like the spot that this camera's looking for got cleaned up pretty damn well. So, yay. So left the Kimberly-Clark, and drove down to the Michelin tire distribution plant, whatever. I don't think they actually make tires there. I think it's just a distribution facility. And tire loads are a real crapshoot. There was not an estimated weight on the load whenever I picked it. And tire loads can be all over the place. They can be like 10, 12,000 pounds. They can be, I think the heaviest tire load I've ever had was like 37,000 pounds. And that was not too long ago. I picked that up in Hialeah, Mississippi, and delivered it to somewhere south on this, some town, is a suburb of Dallas, the southwest side of Dallas. But that one was loaded floor to ceiling. It was loaded so tight that it was bulging out both sides. Both sides of the trailer they were bulged out. But they had like floor to ceiling. Like there was not an inch of spare space in that trailer. So that's probably, unless heavier tires exist, that's probably about as heavy as a tire load can possibly get. Is about 37,000 pounds. Unless you're hauling some kind of like specialty tires, like big bulldozer tires or some crap that weigh, a lot. So this load ended up weighing 17,000 pounds. So a nice light load. It actually feels lighter than my last load. I think that Kimberly Clark lied about the weight on the last load. I think my last load was like 17,000 pounds. And this one is 17,000. This one feels really light. Michelin, the guard people were really cool. It was really easy in and out. Big, nice facility. Plenty of room to back in and all that stuff. They had the trailers parked a little close to each other, but not too bad. It's not as bad as like Georgia Pacific. Georgia Pacific will park those fucking trailers about 2 inches apart. They'll park the trailers so tight that you have to drag the trailer with the landing gear down out from the spot to be able to raise the damn landing gear. What I'll usually do is crawl under the trailer and raise the landing gear an inch or two and then drag the trailer out and then raise it the rest of the way. Because you have to like crawl underneath the trailer to make it to the landing gear because it's so tight in between the trailers. You can't stand up in between the trailers. Georgia Pacific is one of the worst damn places. Now, not all Georgia Pacifics are like that, but most of them are. Most of them I've been to, at least. So, nowhere near Georgia Pacific tight. Maybe it's not just Georgia Pacific, it's paper plants in general. Dirt lot paper plants are really, really bad about just putting the trailers inches apart. But, two issues. One is the ELD, what I've been talking about. The other is, alright, speed limit is 70. Let's see if there's a truck speed limit. I think we're out of the truck speed limit area. So I think when I bump it up to 70. There we go, we're bumped up to 70. What the hell was I talking about? Okay, so the ELD is one thing I've already talked about. The other issue is after hours and weekend dispatch people. We all know they're worthless. They did not put, when I completed my last load, it took them forever, like 30 minutes or more, for them to finally clear that load off of me. When after I sent out all of my macros, my arrival, my retarded call, all the stupid crap that I have to, it's way too much shit. They need to, there's no reason for you to have to do all of those. They need to limit the number of things that you have to implement. But anyway, I did all the stuff, and it took them like 30 minutes to finally clear that load off of me. When they didn't put my next load onto me. So my next load is sitting in an accepted state, which means it's in my load list, but I can't interact with it anyway. I can't do my arrival or departed or enter the information from the bill of lading, you know, the weights and all that stuff. I can't do any of that crap. Because the after hours and weekend dispatch people are worthless. I sent them a message and asked them to put it on to me. I think the reason that they didn't put it on to me was because they didn't know what empty trailer I picked up. So I included the empty that I took over to the tire place and the other trailer, and I didn't wait around. I just fucking left. I've had them take 2 or 3 hours to respond to a message like that, or to get something put on to me. And it's really annoying when this happens, because a lot of this logging and stuff with the ELD is GPS based. Which that's another thing that is working on it, is that it is still logging my GPS locations whenever I do a status change. So it's still communicating with the vehicle to tell when I'm driving and stuff. Oh, shit. Just as I'm coming up to pass this slow fucker. 2 miles. I'm not going to try to pass somebody right before we go to single lane like that. Now, if he's going really, really slow, then maybe. But he's going probably 65. So I'm just going to chill behind this guy until we get out of the single lane. What the hell was I saying? There's a speed trap ahead. It's probably a good thing that I'm stuck behind a slow person then. Well, we're dropping down to 55, it looks like. Yep, 55. Oh, this guy's going 62? That's probably what he's governed at. These people that are governed at low speeds, they just pretty much ride it at their governor regardless of what the speed limit is. I think they're the ones that probably get the most speeding tickets, or trucks that are governed at low speed, because they just run at their governor all the time. We still got like a mile, I think. Ooh, is there somebody up on the shoulder? You see that flashing light over on the right? That's probably why he would have had to move over. Oh, and we're losing the lane right after him. I couldn't tell who that was. Looked like an owner-operator. Speed limit 45. And then the speed limit's 55. What the hell? You're sending me mixed signals here. What is the speed limit? Is it 45 or is it 55? Well, we don't have to worry about it anymore. That was the end of the thing. So, speed back up, and I'll pass this guy once I get back up to speed. So yeah, because everything is kind of like tied to GPS, I'm probably not going to be able to enter all of that information. When they finally put the load on me, it's going to see that I'm nowhere near the shipper, so it's going to bump me to the next stage of the load automatically. And whoever the broker is on this load or the salesperson, like they are really hyperactive. I think they might be new or something, or maybe, I don't know. I think it's one of two things. It's either somebody that's new and they're really excited and like maybe they're working on getting us this Michelin account. Maybe there's some new salesperson and this is like a really big deal for them. Like, oh my God, I'm going to be able to win the company business, and this could mean a lot of money for them, or a promotion or something. Or it is actually something really big for the company, or an escalation. Maybe it's a customer that's pissed off with us, or it's a really big new account that could dramatically change fucking Prime. Get some, Prime. How fast you going, Prime? Just get in the left lane if you ever see that on the back of a trailer. You ever see PrimeIncorporated.com on the back of a trailer? Get in the left lane. God, he's going slow. He's going a lot slower at 65. He's a lease driver. He's got like his company name on the side of his truck, so he's governed at 65. But I'm quite certain he flashed me over. That's funny. Like, you pass Prime so quick and you get so much distance on them so fast, there's really no point in he probably just like flashes everybody over. Oh man, it's like Raider Express flashing people over. You're passing them at like 70 and they're governed at 55 and they're flashing you over. It's like by the time they flash their lights and you look back, they're like a quarter mile behind you. It's like, yeah, I know I'm clear. But yeah, that's the drama with the ELD, or not the ELD, but yeah, it is the ELD, but it's the load planning and tracking portion of the Geotab. So, not a big deal since I do my own fuel. I plan my own fuel stops. It's not going to be as big of a deal for me because as a company driver, if this happens, I don't have a fuel route, and I don't have anywhere that I can stop and fuel. So then it causes me to have to call the fuel department and get them to manually give me a fuel route, and they're only open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. So yeah, it's not going to cause as many issues being an owner-operator, but it still causes issues with after-hour and weekend driver managers being so worthless. I don't know what the cause of the problem is with them, but there's a big problem with after-hours and weekend driver managers. But back on the load, the reason I think that it's either some new salesperson that's really excited, or it's like a big account that's pissed off at us, that's threatening to not do business with us anymore, or somebody that we're trying to win, some huge account that we're trying to win business for that could, dramatically impact the number of loads we have company-wide. The reason I think those things is because there are a ton of messages on this from the salespeople or brokers, whatever they are, on the load board. Somebody, whoever the salesperson was that put the load up there, the account manager, they put hot, like 7 times load, hot load. And then whenever I finally got the load assigned to me, I got more messages, and basically they said if there are any, and if any was in all caps, issues with this load, call Sharon G at this phone number. just drive from point A to point B. I don't think there's going to be any issue. So the tire place opens up at like, so they changed the delivery appointment. The delivery appointment was listed at 6 a.m. when they first listed the load. Well, this fucking tire place doesn't open until 8 a.m. So when they relisted the load, they set the delivery appointment time at 7:30 a.m. I'm probably going to get there at about 7:30, just so I can be there as soon as they open up. Because I would really like to get the Michelin account. They're a lot better than bottled water, max weight loads that pay shit. They pay absolute shit. They're not as good as, well, I would say that the tire, okay, the only bad thing about the tire loads is that they're almost always, every tire load that I've pulled, so I'm just speaking from my personal experience, every tire load that I pulled, the pickup is a preloaded trailer at a distribution center or warehouse or whatever. But the delivery is always a live unload. And it takes forever to unload one of these trailers. So these are like 3-hour long unloads. So that's the only reason I really wouldn't like to get this account. But I would prefer this account over Anheuser-Busch, Niagara. The Michelin account, I think, would be better than both of those. Come on, zoom in on something. There you go. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this. Anyone hyped about season 21 of Diablo that's going to start today? Man, my days are so messed up. I was sitting there and I was signing my name on this thing, and I was like, "Is today the 2nd?" They said, "No, man, today's the 3rd." It's like, you just like lost it. I forgot how he said it, but he was like, he made some funny comment about how like I don't even know what day it is or something, and I was like, man, I don't even know. It's crazy. Shit. What happened to the 2nd? I just remember going from the 1st to the 3rd. I thought today was the 2nd. Yeah, the guard shack people were really cool. Speed trap ahead, left lane closed, and I haven't seen a speed limit change. There it is. Speed limit changing. 55. I'm hoping that I can make it to Stratford. I am going to be taking I'm going to be taking this thing down to empty. It says that I have 86 gallons and I can make it 600 miles. Stratford is like 445 miles away. So I should like have an extra 150 miles that I can go, but I am going to be putting this thing on empty, making it to Stratford. Now, something that really sucks is that my cell signal was so bad back there at the Michelin plant, which might have something to do with the telematics on the ELD, because I have AT&T on my phone, and then I have Verizon for my Wi-Fi in here. I have a cell router, a cell like phone router. It uses a SIM card, and it does Wi-Fi in the truck. Well, both of those had issues with able to look at the fuel prices for my XPO logistics card. But I know that up here in northern Illinois, it's like $2.40 a gallon. I think down around Stratford, it's like $2.15 a gallon, which means I should be able to get it at about $2 a gallon, maybe $1.95 a gallon down there. Whereas up here, I'm going to be getting it for like $2.10, $2.15 a gallon. Pretty significant difference. So I'm going to try to make it to Stratford, to the TA in Stratford, Missouri, to fuel there. And I'll hopefully be able to access my XPO Logistics and check and see what my discount is there when I get there. And if it's not that great, then I'll probably just put enough fuel in to make it to Oklahoma City, and I'll fill up in Oklahoma City. Because Oklahoma City is some of the cheapest fuel that you can get. I was paying like $1.82 a gallon after all the discounts. I think it was like $2.20 a gallon. Cash price, and they charge 6 cents for credit, so it's like $2.25 a gallon credit, $2.19 cash. And with my fuel card, I was getting it for like $1.82. It was 40 cents off a gallon, off of the cash price. 40 cents a gallon off of the cash price, so it was like 46 cents a gallon off of the credit price. There's no sense in riding my bumper because I'm going the same speed as the cars in front of me. I'm just choosing not to ride on their bumper like you are onto me. We're cruising through here pretty good. Speed limit's 55 and traffic is flowing at 65. This asshole behind me was doing 70, 75 and caught up with me, and now he's pissed off that I'm only going 10 over the speed limit. We're cruising through this construction really good. It's a lot better than, occasionally you'll get some asshole in these single lane constructions that'll go like 10, 15 under the speed limit. It just causes a massive backup. And then once the construction ends, then it's like everybody's trying to get around everybody, and it's really dangerous. But it looks like they've slowed down to about 62. I'm just trying to pace them and maintain the distance that I have right now, which I don't know if you can tell how far away from them I am. I'm about a quarter mile away from the truck in front of me, and I'm just trying to maintain that distance. Yeah, it's just been constant construction up here in Illinois. Really hard to make good time. I hope I don't run out of fuel. I know I'm gonna get the red light telling me I need to fuel up. I'm gonna run it that low that I'm gonna be getting the red light and the bonging noise every couple of minutes telling me I need to get fuel. Alright, they've sped back up. They're pulling away a little bit. So they were going 62. Now they're up to probably 65. Probably because it's straightened out and the road's kind of wide. Anything else? This is it. This is truck driving. This is what it's normally like. Is cruising down the road like this. During the day, driving across Illinois this morning, it was pretty good driving. The traffic wasn't crazy. There's a decent amount of cars on the road, a little bit more than what's on there right now. I mean, right now there's quite a few cars on the road right now. And what is it? It's like 3 a.m. I will say that once we started approaching about 5 a.m. this morning, all these little towns, these people that were commuting from some small town to a major city to work, man, right around 5 a.m., the on-ramps in these small towns, you just see lines of cars coming on, driving real aggressive and speeding, like going really fast. These were obviously commuters, people that were probably commuting long distances all day, every day, and they're trying to sleep until the last possible second, and to do that, they're having to drive really hard, really fast to make it to work on time. So they've got all their routes planned out to where they can't have any delays, and they've got to go really fast. Wow, that car that flew up on me is just chilling behind me now, even though we're out of the construction and they have a lane where they can pass me. They're just like chilling behind me. Maybe they didn't realize that the construction's over with. Maybe there's some doubt. But now that's oh, there they go. They're finally passing me. That's about it for this video. So this load is paying me what I'm actually making on this load. In case you don't remember it from previous videos, I am making $1,100 on this load. That is 100% of the fuel surcharge, and then 65% of the line haul comes out to $1,100, a little over $1,100, like $1,111, if I remember correctly. That's how much I'm making on this load. So this is actually like a decent paying load. It's around 800 miles. It's not great. It's decent. The only thing that makes this load suck really bad is it has so many extra days on it. So I think the only way that this load was going to get moved was if they forced it onto somebody, or if somebody like me that lives in Oklahoma City just happened to be in the neighborhood to pick this load up. Like this was like some weird thing. Like Oklahoma City loads going to Oklahoma City on USA Trucks load board are so rare. If I were to search the entire load board for everything that was delivering to Oklahoma City, it might pull up 5 loads. And that's everything on their entire load board across the entire country. Maybe even the U.S., or not the U.S., but maybe even Canada and Mexico. That would be the entire load board. Maybe only 5 loads. And it just so happened that where I was at, there was a load going to Oklahoma City. That's just really weird. And it just happened to be on a holiday weekend where I was going to basically have to set all weekend to deliver a load. And I just so happened to find a load where I'm going to be setting in Oklahoma City all weekend, waiting to deliver a load because of the holiday weekend. Like, that is some luck right there. I got really, really lucky with this load. So that's pretty sweet. Really lucked out with this load. Now, I wish I would have been able to just find a load that that was paying really well and had a lot of good miles on it, but as you saw, there were not new loads popping up on the load board as we got closer to Friday. They were just disappearing, and I think it was because of the holiday weekend. When I checked the load board, whenever I grabbed this load Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon, there were, I think, only 3 or 4 loads left on the load board for Friday. For loads that were picking up any time Friday, from midnight to midnight, Friday, all day Friday, there were only like 3 three loads left, three or four loads left that we're picking up in that area. So, yeah. Glad I snagged this up. Otherwise, I'd probably had to grab one of those loads that were only like 200 or 300 miles and didn't deliver for 2 or 3 days. And I would have just had to hang out at a truck stop all weekend. I wish I had bigger fuel tanks, but I think that's probably a sacrifice you have to make with the bigger sleeper, because the smaller sleeper, the T670s, they have like 125 gallon tanks, so an extra 50 gallons of fuel. The 780s have 100 gallon tanks, and I think it's to offset the extra weight of the bigger cab. I wish I had bigger fuel tanks, because I'm kind of having to fuel a lot. I'm having to fuel quite often, which I guess is kind of good, because it means more shower credits. But the bad thing about that is I can't really, I don't have as much control over fuel stops. If I had like 150 gallon tanks where I could carry 300 total gallons, then I would have been able to fuel in Oklahoma City, do this entire damn loop, and then fuel again once I got back to Oklahoma City. I would have been able to make it all the way back to Oklahoma City. So I would have been able to get cheap fuel and cheap fuel. Smaller tanks, it kind of forces me to fuel up everywhere. I can't really only fuel up in cheap areas. I'm doing my damnedest to make it back down to Stratford. If there's a big difference, like a 20 cent a gallon difference or something on fuel, then I'll probably just put in like 50 or 60. I'll put in the 60 gallons. I think 60 gallons is the minimum to get a shower credit, and that's what I'll do, is I'll put in 60 gallons just to get a shower credit, and that'll get me to Oklahoma City, and then when I leave Oklahoma City, I'll fuel up. I'll wait till I leave, that way all the fuel that I use whenever the truck is parked and the APU is running to keep the batteries charged, I want to top it off. When I leave, I want to be as topped off as possible whenever I head out, because Oklahoma City is about as cheap as fuel gets, from what I've seen. There may be cheaper places, but it's just about as cheap as I've found. Stop traffic, next mile when flashing. So they put these signs up like 5 miles before a single lane. So there's going to be a single lane probably within like 3 to 5 miles. So what the fuck's this guy doing? I don't know what this jackass is doing. Why did he just move over into that lane? sign is about a half a mile away. He flashed me over again. I don't think he realizes that right there was not where the lane ended. The lane ends up here. Yeah, he moved over way premature on this lane ending. He moved over like a mile and a half, 2 miles away. But he tried to be nice and flash me over. The first time he flashed me, he flashes fucking brights at me. It pisses me off when dumbasses do that. Don't do that. Never ever flash your brights at someone to signal for anything. If that's what you're going to do, then just don't signal. Because flashing your brights at somebody, day or night, it does not matter. It's blinding. It's like, even during the day, if somebody were to like take something reflective, you know, the reflection off of a shiny car hits you, that glare hits you. That's what somebody flashing their high beams during the day is like. It's like glare off of something shiny hitting you. But at night, it can be really blinding. If you want to signal somebody, the proper way to signal is to turn your lights on or off. So if it's during the daytime and you have your lights off, then just simply turn your lights on and then back off to signal them. If it's during the night or during the daytime and you happen to have your lights on, then just turn your lights off and back on to signal them over. And there's so many dumb shits that flash high beams to signal people that companies have actually started putting in buttons for signaling for the morons who don't know how to do it. This Volvo that I have actually has a headlight signal and it has a clearance light signal. So it has a button that if I press it down will turn off my headlights for like 2 seconds. And I have another one that if I press the button, it will turn off my clearance lights. So you just kind of like tap your clearance lights. I have a specific like little thing that I do with my clearance lights. Like I turn my clearance lights off for like 1.5 seconds, and then I let them back on, and then I tap them twice really quick. Turn them off again twice really quick. So it makes it really obvious that it's, you know, a signal that I'm controlling. It's not just like I hit a bump and fucking lights went out for like a second. Because but yeah, don't flash your high beams at anyone unless they're like high beaming you, and that's really your only defense if somebody's high beaming you, because whoever has the brighter lights is the one that's going to see. So if somebody's coming driving towards you with their high beams on, then in my opinion, the only thing you can do is turn your high beams on. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to see anything because their lights will blind you. But if you both have your high beams on, you should both be able to see. Unless their high beams are just way more powerful than yours. I feel like hitting an orange barrel. Just tap one of them. See how much distance I can get. See if I can whip the trailer and get it to slap one of them. No, I don't really do stuff like that. That would be so dangerous. Don't ever do that. I'm joking. Don't try that at all. Somebody's probably going to like try to do that now that I said it. Don't do that. Roll the damn truck trying to whip the trailer. So when I get home, which it's looking like it's going to be, you know, around 3 a.m., 5 a.m., really, really early. Saturday morning is probably when I'm going to get home. I am probably going to play the hell out of some Diablo. I'm going to get on my Discord with my buddies, my gamer friends, and put some Diablo hype in the Discord. I don't know if any of them are going to play Diablo. My gamer friends, maybe it's not just my gamer friends, maybe it's just gamers in general. Oh wow, I thought I was just going to be flying by all these people once we opened up, but I set my cruise back at 70 once we got out of construction, and I'm not really catching up too fast with these people. But we have a gaggle of truckers up ahead. There's a lot of these fuckers up here. This light load might be able to increase my fuel economy is what I'm thinking. Sorry, the gaggle of truckers has they're a gaggle, right? Or is it a flock? Is it a herd? Is it a convoy? We'll just go with gaggle until I'm corrected. I don't know what. I don't know what a. Sorry, I'm checking my mirrors. I don't know what a grouping or gathering of truckers is referred to as. I need to make good fuel mileage so that I can make it to Stratford. I'm going to be salty if I have to fuel up somewhere other than Stratford. But since I have another fuel card, I can fuel up. So I have a lot of places that I can fuel with the XPO Logistics card, but and I think the discounts are very similar. Even at like the Loves, like I just get 15 cents off at Loves, pretty much every Loves, which is basically what the comp data card with USA Truck gives me, is 15 cents off of the cash price. And that's exactly what I get on the XPO Logistics card as well. And I'm tempted to bump it up to get around this group, speed up to like 75. All these guys are doing like 65 to 68, so I'm just inching by them. I'm tempted to bump it up so I can fly by, but I don't really want to burn the fuel. I'm going to be cutting it so damn close making it to Stratford. Estes. Looks like, oh yeah, Estes was speeding up. Okay, now I'm flying by these fuckers. So Estes, it looked like I was going by these people really slow, but it was because Estes was speeding up and trying to go as fast as he could while I was passing him. But he finally caught up to this guy right here, and he had to pump the brakes, and now I'm flying by these people. If they're going 65 or 62, 63, I don't know what they're doing, but I got my cruise set at 70 right now, and I am just flying by this group of people. Got a damn convoy going on. It's a gaggle of 65ers. What's probably happened is all these fuckers are governed around 65, like 64, 65, 66, and they're governed so close to each other they're just not passing each other because it would take so long. That's one of the things that I really like about not being governed is I don't have to get stuck in these fucking convoys like this. I can just drive around these fuckers. This is crazy, this massive line of trucks at 3 a.m. This was created because of single lane construction and somebody going really fucking slow at the front of it. I-255 is still closed. There's a couple of bypasses in like St. Louis that I think are closed. Like I think the 255, 270. St. Louis is just kind of a shit show to drive around. I think once I finally make it around, there's 3 trucks left right here. Well, there's one a little ways up there, but he might be going as fast as me. I'm slowly catching up with these last 3 trucks. I think they're going like 68. So I might bump it up to 72, 73 to get around these guys pretty quick. Oh, this guy's slowed down quite a bit. It's because this jackass cut him off really close, so he hit his brakes to get some following distance. I hate when you do that shit. So I got these 3 and then that flatbed. I'm not sure what the fuck that flatbed up there is doing, what kind of speed he's moving at. But I should be in the clear once I get around these 3, possibly these 4. Fuck, we have construction coming up. Road construction ahead in 5 miles. Oh, that's plenty of time to get around these fuckers. 5 miles. Hopefully I get in front of whoever the fuck was blocking up the construction and created this line of trucks. Hopefully I've made it around that person. I'll probably end this video once I finally right lane closed, 5 miles ahead. Probably end the video once I finally get clear of all these people. And I'm not sure what the deal is with that guy. I'm going to pull in behind him and pace him and see what kind of speed he's going. Like, obviously I'm going faster than him because I'm caught up with him. But, what's crazy is I'm only doing 70. Like, I'm doing the speed limit, and I'm just passing every fucker out here. Like, I didn't realize there were this many people governed below 70. I thought that there were a lot of owner-operators out on the road that were governed higher than 70. Maybe they're just trying to get really good fuel mileage. What I've found is that in this truck, 70 is the break point. If I go over 70, my miles per gallon start dropping by quite a bit. It's quite noticeable. It's like a quarter to a half a gallon mile per gallon, just jumping from like 70 to 71, and like 72, 73, it's like 1.5 miles per gallon, just like 2 or 3 miles per hour over 70, and you drop from like 9 miles per gallon to like 7.5. It's a fairly significant jump. So this right lane closing up here, which I'm going to go ahead and speed up because this is going to take forever to get around this guy because he's going like 1 or 2 miles per hour slower than me. So we're just going to speed up and fuck around him. Because we're losing that right lane up here somewhere. So we went up to 75 to get around him. Just so that we're not going to be fighting him whenever that lane ends up disappearing. I'm going to stay in the middle lane because the right lane is ending here within the next mile or 2. I think he just flashed me over. I'm just going to stay in this damn lane. So the right lane's ending. So maybe I'll keep the video rolling through this next construction area. I think that flatbed's good. He's pulling away from me, so he's going over 70. He's probably going like 72. these fuckers are like governed at 65 and 67 and all that stuff. And I just passed all of them. Well, a lot of these assholes just run at their governor, even when the speed limit drops like it just did. So I would really like to drop down to like 55 miles per hour. But if I do that, every one of these sons of bitches will come back and pass me, and I'll have to pass them all again. Like the guy that I just passed, I've slowed from 70 down to 65, and he hasn't slowed down one bit. He's about to pass me right now. It's fucking annoying. Hopefully this construction does not last very long. I don't know. Next 7 miles. 7 fucking miles. I'm gonna have to try and fight these fuckers off. That none of them are fucking slowing down. West. Well, hopefully some of those people take 74 West. I won't have to deal with them anymore. No? The guy directly behind me. Did not take 74 West. Oh, wow. That looked like a nice bomb. Well, we got the right lane back. Jackass realize that we're in a fucking 55 mile per hour construction area? I'm basically going to have to keep 70, keep him from passing. It looks like construction's over with, even though it said next 7 miles. I think that they forget to remove signs. I guess that's it. I'm back up to 70. I've just got the cruise set at 70. I'm going away from him again now. Because he's going like 68, 69. But, looks like construction's starting back up there. I see signs. I think that's about it for this video. That's a driving video. This is got a four-wheeler coming up the left lane, passing everybody. This is what driving is like. It's not easy for me to make driving videos during the daytime because, like I mentioned in the past, I don't know what the hell the deal is with these windows and everything with this truck, but like it's like a greenhouse effect in here. All of my electronic devices overheat during the day. So the phone, when I'm recording, it uses a lot of processor, and it causes the phone to get really hot. I don't remember. Oh, this is Bloomington or Bloomingfield or whatever. This is where I stayed the night last night. Yeah, this place is like $2.40 a gallon. Let's see, I can see the green sign up there. Yeah, this is the only other TA from here all the way to St. Louis. There's not another TA. 249 and 255. 6 cents difference between cash and credit. 249 and 255. That is crazy. That is really expensive. Yeah, we're gonna see if we can make it to Stratford. There's another TA at the edge of St. Louis. So I have 7.5 hours of drive time left, and there's there's like 30 minutes, no, there's 45 minutes difference between my rest requirement and my drive time. So I have enough time on my 14-hour clock to take a 30 and still do all of my drive time. But I don't have any extra. So what I'm planning on doing is just making it to Stratford, fueling up there, and taking my 30 as my fuel stop. And then I can finish out my my driving day. I don't really have time. I think I may have like an extra 10-15 minutes. Let's see. That'd be 7:54 and 8:07. I have 13 minutes difference between my 14-hour clock and my drive time once you add in 30 minutes for a break. So I have an extra 13 minutes. And that is mainly because of the issues with the ELD and the issues with the after-hour and weekend driver managers. I sat around for probably an hour total between Kimberly-Clark and Michelin. I sat at both places waiting for them to update the loads for me. And wasted probably an hour of my 14-hour clock. Why is Google not telling me to stick to the right? There it is. In half a mile, keep right at the port. Stay on I-55 South. So I'm taking 55 all the way to St. Louis. And St. Louis, I believe, is where I get on 44. And then I take 44 all the way to Oklahoma City. Now, once I get into Oklahoma City, I'm going to be hopping on 35 and then 40. But that's just city driving. That's in-town driving. Alright, what's going on here? Is this right lane staying or is it leaving? There's nobody behind me, so... Hey. Let's see here. Once I get up to these signs under this bridge, I'll decide whether or not, because I think this right lane is going to end, and I'm in the good lane. I just merged into, probably should have put on my signal there, merging in. Nope, the left lane is limited, so the right lane is, I'm getting over the right lane. Alright, so that's about it for this video. It's a long driving video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.